This is one of the fun parts of my job. As most of you know, I'm a judge, and most of the time when I'm sentencing people, they go off kicking and screaming. And the maximum I can sentence anybody to is 6 months, and sometimes I can combine those into a year or two. Today, I sentenced 2 people to life. And so it's kind of exciting for me. And not only that, but they're happy about it. A couple of things counsel-wise. Marriage is a very serious commitment. It's something that both of you, I'm sure, have thought a lot about. But you need to understand that from now on, the most important person in your life is Maria. And the most important person in your life is Duke. And you need to work as hard as you can to keep her happy and him happy. Now, do either one of you work? Okay, and you do. Okay. So are you like a supervisor? Okay, sales associate. Well, you're going to get a promotion today. You're now boss. Whether he likes it or not. And the sooner he figures that out, the better off he'll be. Also, the trick that you have to do is to make him think that all the ideas are his, and then everything will go just right. Now, your job is to make sure that you are the head of the family, and you make sure that you keep happiness in that home at all costs, and do what you can to have peace and contentment with your home. Now, a couple of things that I would also recommend, and that is this. Don't ever part without telling each other that you love each other. Don't ever part without giving each other a kiss. Now, the reason I say this is there's 3 reasons that I can think of right off. First of all, it reminds you of the commitments that you've made here today. Secondly, it reminds you of what you're about to come back to when you get back together. And thirdly, should something happen, you have fulfilled your commitments right to the very end. One last bit of advice and we'll get this deed done. And that is this. Marriage is a serious commitment, as I've already said. And just to kind of point that out, I jokingly talked about giving you 2 a life sentence today. But in actuality, there are only 2 ways that this marriage can be voided. One is by a judge's signature. The other one is by death. So that's how serious it is and should be thought of. Yeah, should be taken. All right, if you 2 would join hands, please. You stand now in the presence of God and of these witnesses to be united under the laws of this state in the bonds of holy matrimony. And since marriage is ordained of God and is an institution for the preservation of the race and the happiness of all mankind, it is recognized as such everywhere and approved of all men as an honorable estate. Our nation and its prosperity are founded upon the homes of the people. And for this reason, our government has set up laws for its protection and preservation, especially when it comes to marriage. For inasmuch as you 2 have declared your love for each other, and have determined between yourselves to enter into this holy and honorable estate, I require you now to give truthful answers to the questions ordained by the laws of the state of Utah. You, Dewey Lamar Giddings, take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife, to have and to hold, to love, honor, and cherish, and to keep yourself only unto her as long as you both shall live. And you, Maria D. Jansen, take this man to be your lawful wedded husband, to have and to hold, to love, honor, and cherish, and to keep yourself only unto him as long as you both shall live. All right. Dewey, if you would repeat after me. I, Dewey, take thee, Maria, to be my lawful wedded wife. And I promise before God and these witnesses to to be thy loving and faithful husband, in riches and in poverty, in sickness and in health, and forsaking all others, to keep me only unto thee, so long as we both shall live. Maria, if you repeat after me, please. I, Maria, take thee, Dewey.
I, Maria, take thee, Dewey.
To be my lawful wedded husband.
To be my lawful wedded husband.
And she did say lawful, not awful. And I promise before God and these witnesses.
And I promise before God and these witnesses.
To be thy loving and faithful wife.
To be thy loving and faithful wife.
In richness and in poverty.
In richness and in poverty.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
And forsaking all others.
And forsaking all others.
To keep me only unto thee.
To keep me only unto thee.
So long as we both shall live.
So long as we both shall live.
This is a good sign. Once it goes on, it doesn't look like it's going to come off. That's it. There we go. We got it. Right. You get it done. Now, as you notice, these rings, both of them, are perfect circles. At this point, there's no beginning. There's no beginning and there's no end on these. It's just a continuous circle. They didn't start that way, though. They started as a piece of metal that had to be forged and worked and worked until it became that perfect circle. From this day forward, that's what this marriage should be. You're going to take something that is new, and you're going to work and make it into something that is perfect and continuous. No beginning, no end. For inasmuch as you, Dewey, and you, Maria, have made these vows and plighted your truth before God and these witnesses, by the authority vested in me by the laws of the state of Utah, I now pronounce you man and wife. That therefore God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Amen. You may kiss your bride. Yeah. If you would both turn and face the audience, I would like to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Giddings. Yay! What we would like to do now is have each of you come up and congratulate them. We would ask for grandparents and parents to come up first, and then the rest of you. Thank you.
Yeah.